There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the Name. Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You're watching Casino is the Name, and in this video, I wanted to talk to you guys about the accounting profession. Okay, so there's a lot of people who watch this channel who are actually in school for accounting or who have graduated with their accounting degree or kind of just even found the profession through this channel because I am an accountant. I've worked in the field for a couple of years now. I've learned a lot along the way, and one of the things that I had no idea about were about the accounting certifications. The only accounting certification that I had ever heard of, and that was basically the one that everyone has heard of, is the CPA. Okay, so everybody knows, well, they've heard the term CPA, CPA certification, things like that, but not a lot of us actually know anything about what the certification actually does, any other certifications, things like that. So I wanted to clear some things up as best I could because there are actually quite a few accounting certifications. And so CPA stands for Certified Public Accountant. All right. So if you're going to work in public accounting, even if you're not, CPA is the golden standard for the accounting profession. Now, does being a CPA or not having a CPA mean that you're not an accountant? No. You are still considered an accountant based off of the type of degree you have, the accounting credits that you got from whatever institution you got them from. CPA means that you've been tested, though. It means that you're certified. There's a board that has tested you because there's so many different types of colleges. Not everyone receives the same level of education. You can go to Florida State. You can go to my college, or Southwestern College, is a private school out of Kansas. You can go to a college in New York, a college in California. You can go to college abroad, right, in another country. And so all of these different colleges have a different style, a different education platform. And some of them might be certified through SACS, WACS, just depends on whatever the accreditation is. And so because there's so many different types of colleges, you might have gone to a college that's not even accredited or whatever, and you put that on your application, and you might get a job because maybe that company doesn't know or look into the accreditation of the college you went to or whatever. But there's so many different types of colleges that a CPA or any kind of board certification is just testing that you received or you have a certain level of general knowledge. So that test is a standardized test that everyone would have to take if they're trying to get their CPA certification in that state. Because, of course, then the state's going to have different CPA exams and different requirements. The requirements in Kansas were not the same requirements that we have here in Georgia. I live in the Atlanta, Georgia area. And so Georgia has different requirements and requires different classes to have been taken than what the Kansas CPA exam would require. And so I guess there's probably some reciprocity with different states. And that means that reciprocity is like for me to, I guess, elect to not, like, say if I move to a different state or if I want to do business in a different state, maybe I don't have to take the exam. They accept my CPA certification, or I can pay to get another CPA certification in another state with just paying so long as I pass one that they passed a certification in another state that they have reciprocity with. I don't know exactly how they do that, but it's worth looking into. But that's the CPA exam. It is just a standard that everybody in the state of Georgia or in the state of Florida or in the state of DC, well, that's DC isn't a state, but District of Columbia, Virginia, any of these places have a standardized test that everyone who's going to get certified in that state or in that district or whatever, I won't say District of Columbia again, but in that area has to have taken this test and passed it to a certain degree, and that's how they're going to get their certification. All right, so that's a CPA. Now, CPA, because it's certified public accounting, CPA is primarily for public accounting, public accounting. So, so then there's CIA, right? There's another one called CIA, one that I had never heard of. Whenever I thought about the CIA, I'm thinking like FBI, CIA, that kind of thing. But CIA is actual Certified Internal Auditor certification. So, it's another certification. So if you're going to work in audit, CIA is a really good certification to have if you're going to work in any type of internal audit or just audit in general. CIA is a highly respected certification. Also, there's other certifications like CME, Certified Management Accountants, CFE, Certified Fraud Examiner. There's CGFM, Certified Government Financial Manager, CDFM, Certified Defense Financial Manager. There's a list of accounting certifications that goes on and on and on. And usually, from what I understand, is they're presented by a body like the AGA has a certification, the ACPA, I think AICPA, they have a certification, CPA. But like you have these organizations that you can join, and even though you may not be certified, you can still join these organizations as an accountant and kind of go to their meetings and get some of their trainings. They bring speakers out to kind of show you things. I was a member of the AGA, and that's the Association for Government Accountants. But I was a member of the AGA at one point, and they used to bring people out from all over the state. And one of the things they brought people from, I think it was EY. I don't know if it's EY or KPMG. I'm pretty sure it was EY, but Ernst & Young. They brought some accountants from there who had like some artificial intelligence type software where they can show how they're going to be interfacing AI with the accounting profession. It's pretty cool. But you can join these organizations even though you may not be certified. You can still join the organization and go to some of the meetings and things like that. It's pretty cool. And but say AGA has a certification, so does I don't know what the Certified Internal Audit organization, or like which organization represents that CIA certification, but this is different organizations. They have their own little certifications, and you can get these certifications. Now, there are going to be some jobs that require you get, say, a CPA. There are going to be some jobs that just require it because you may have to sign financial statements. I believe if you're an accountant, and the only way you can sign financial statements is if you're an accountant. Is if you're a CPA. I think that's about the only difference between being a CPA and not being a CPA that they can do that any other accountant can't. But I believe if you're needed to sign financial statements, then you would have to be a CPA, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, somebody get in the comment section, correct me. But a lot of jobs just require you have a CPA because you may need to do something for the company or whatever at a certain level or whatever it is. So some of them are just going to require you have a CPA. But for the most part, it doesn't really affect your money. It hasn't affected anyone that I know money. One person, but that was because the position that he was trying to go into required you have a CPA. So he ended up having to go to a different position that didn't require a CPA, but he's the only one. He would pick out that one job that required him to have a CPA. But it technically didn't affect his money because he still got the same money, just in a different position without the CPA certification. But it is the golden standard. But you don't have to have a CPA to be considered an accountant. You don't have to have a CPA to make $100,000 or more. You don't have to have a CPA. Most of the CPAs that I know don't use their CPA. And then there are people who do work like you, and you think they're CPAs, but they're not CPAs. Like, it's crazy. It's pretty interesting. But there's also, so you have public accounting, you have audit, you have assurance services that you can do, which is a type of audit anyway. But You have private accounting, because like I said, you have public accounting, you have private accounting, you have government accounting. You have different types of areas that you can go into in the field, right? Like tax, things like that. And so not every certification makes sense. Like, why would I get a CIA, a certified internal auditor, if I'm gonna be working in, I don't know, like, I don't want to say assurance services because that would make sense in assurance services, but you get the drift. If I'm gonna be working in public accounting, CPA would be the best for me. Now, if I'm working in audit, CIA might be best for me. If I'm working in a banking type of thing, maybe I need to be a CFE, having a certified fraud examiner. Maybe I need to be doing something like that. But it just depends. All just depends on your career path. So it's money out here, guys. Come get it. Let's get this money. I'm getting it for sure. And you can be getting this money too, man. The accounting career field is not a boring career field. It is going to be based off of the job that you have. I love what I do, and hopefully you will too. Anyway, right now you're watching Casino is the Name, and if you find any value in this video, make sure you share, like, and comment. Also, hit the bell icon. The bell will let you know the next time I upload a video, and I'm out, man. Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You're watching Casino is the Name, and if you wanted to know how I started my trucking business, I have an ebook called Big Shot, Hot Shot Volume 1, Own Your Trucking Authority. It's a great book, 5-star reviews. The link will be in the description below. Go get that. Yeah.
Beat me up, Scotty. Me and
her together, we just count it up. Money on my mind, I can't get enough. Don't play with my money, you don't want no beef. Cause I come from the bottom, I come from the streets. When she first saw me, she said, who is that? When a man saw me, he called me a threat. I'm the one that really live, wanna rap. They ain't never did it, they ain't really trap.
Say you want to be successful. Well, what's stopping you? Can't nothing stop you from being successful except for you. You standing in your own way. I came from the bottom. I ain't know nothing but the grind. You can't tell me nothing about that. I caught the bus at Basin Street Projects in Tallahassee, Florida. You hear me? I used to think $1 million would last me my whole life. I'd have made that and spent that. $1 million ain't enough. There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the Name.